Give me a minute. Everybody's talking about the Trump-Putin meeting coming up, supposedly coming up, Friday the 15th of August in Alaska, right? A former Russian territory that many in Russia want back, I would point out to you. There are military patches that say, we will take back what's ours, and Alaska is prominently featured there. So let's remember that's who we're dealing with here. The odds of this taking place, maybe it's 50-50. I don't know. We shall see. But I find it very difficult to believe that Bunker Grandpa here is going to leave the bunker for Trump to go to Alaska. Again, we'll see. What do we want? What do we think about this summit? It's over before it happened, and it didn't get anywhere. Why do I say that? Because Trump has already said the solution will involve a swap of territory. Now, what that swap is, nobody knows. The story changed dramatically, highlighting in real time just how absolutely incompetent this administration and its representative, Steve Witkoff, is. Witkoff reported that the Ukrainians would get back Kherson and Zaporizhia in exchange for Luhansk and Donetsk. That was the deal that they were going to propose. Well, that went right out the window. The Russians got involved. They said, no, that is not what we said. That is not the deal. We want all of the occupied territories, plus any of the occupied territories we haven't yet taken. This is not a peace negotiation. It's a demand for surrender, which is all that the Russians ever do. Despite the staggering losses, despite their inability to really move forward on the battlefield, despite all of the successful hits inside Russia, Russia still thinks it's winning. Even as its economy barrels forward at an accelerating rate into collapse and financial ruin. Now, so look, Zelensky has been very clear. No one can dictate the terms here, and Ukraine is not giving up any territory. Further, ally of Zelensky in Ukraine, Mark Rutte, Secretary General of NATO, said very clearly that weapons deliveries to Ukraine will continue regardless of what happens in Alaska. And again, what's going to happen in Alaska is nothing, zero. It's a nothing burger. If it even happens, it's a zero. It's a nothing burger because they've already given away the game. They've already given away the game, and that is not how the game is played. Trump has no cards, none. They've made it clear that the Trump administration is not going to supply weapons to Ukraine, but that Ukraine can purchase them through their European allies. Where is the advantage to Ukraine in surrendering probably 4 million of its people that are trapped in the temporarily occupied territories and land that no Russian soldier has ever set foot on? It makes no sense. Now, on top of this, theater, just geopolitical theater nonsense, we have Uncle Luka, Alexander Lukashenko, right? The last dictator in Europe is what they used to call him before Orban came along. The leader of Belarus, who said in an interview, Trump must realize Putin could tell him to fuck off at any moment. Boy, Lukashenko is never helpful in any way, is he? I mean, Putin is so desperate to stop the hits on his oil infrastructure that he's even considering leaving Russia to desperately try to get Trump to save his ass, which is what this meeting is really all about. It has less to do with Ukraine, and it has more to do with how is Trump, I'm Vladimir Putin. I have saved your ass on at least 4 separate occasions, bailed you out when you were broke. 4 occasions that we know of. When you were broke, Me and my oligarchs have bailed you out over and over and over again, and we got you elected president. What are you going to do for me now? And it'll be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, the very first benefit that Putin got out of agreeing to this meeting, taco, Trump chickened out. Where's the 100% tariffs and secondary sanctions? Nothing. Nada. Crickets. Because Trump will never do anything that genuinely harms his best friend and greatest supporter, Vladimir Putin. That's my absolute belief on this thing. I want to thank Big D, who is the sponsor of this video. Big D joined the Patreon at the Sea Babies level or higher, so every month I thank him for his ongoing support, because I couldn't do this without the Patreon supporters. Thanks, man.